What's going on? What's going on? Listen, I got a quick question for you. How many of you out there are going through a rough time? It seems like you're just getting attack after attack. Maybe you're going through a storm. And it seems like the more you try, the more you strive, the more you try to get better, it seems like more and more attacks are coming on you. What if I told you that what you're achieving or what you're trying to achieve is closer than you think? What if I told you that the reason that you're going through these attacks is because your blessing, your harvest, is right around the corner? Listen, I'm going to explain it all in this message today. So listen, you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. I'm not going to coming right back, but this is a message that you want to hear. So stay tuned. Oh man, listen, I got a powerful message that I want you to hear today. Listen, I've been on this series called You Can't Quit Now series, and it's most definitely has been a blessing, and we're going to get right into it. You see the title of the message, it says, You Are Closer Than You Think. You see it right there above, right above me. You are closer than you think, and this message is going to bless you, so stay tuned. Listen in, listen. There are a lot of things, a lot of attacks. The enemy wants you to give up, people. The enemy wants you to give up. And I'm here to, the purpose of this message is to encourage you to not quit, to encourage you to never give up, to encourage you to keep moving forward. It's most definitely worth it. Listen, if you're watching this live or you're watching it in a replay, I want you to do a couple things. First of all, I want you to hit the hearts on this. If you're on Facebook, most definitely hit the hearts or hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, most definitely hit the like button. It'll help my algorithm, help people see it so they can be encouraged as well. Most definitely, if you're on Facebook, share this video, share this this live or the replay, because it's truly going to bless somebody. Also, if you're here, whether you're watching the live or whether you're watching the replay, I want you to type in the comment section hashtag You Can't Quit Now, just like you see it below here without the apostrophe. You can't quit now, because that's what I want you to be motivated with. That's what I want you to be inspired with. If you're watching this, let me know if you can hear me clearly. I have it on this high definition, and I wasn't sure what I did on the last time. Last time was great. No choppiness, and everything was fine. So if you can hear me clearly, just also write in the comment section clear, that you can hear me clearly. Of course, I'll find out when I watch the replay, but I hate to be teaching and you not even hearing the message. But either way, I'm about to move forward. This is going to bless you. Listen, like I said, right in the comment section, you can't quit now, just like that. Because that's the motivation, that's the inspiration, and I don't want you to ever give up. I don't want you to ever quit. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie says clearly she can hear me clearly. This message is going to bless you. Excuse me. This message was also inspired by my book, You Can't Quit Now. You see it right there in the corner. This is a free book. You most definitely can get this book for free. The link, the direct link, is somewhere in the caption of this video or in the comment section. But even if you can't see it, just go to whateverdevil.com. You see the website right there, and just look for free gift, and you can download this book for free. It's the ebook. So it's not the physical copy, but it's the ebook, the PDF file, and it's a short and easy read. And I want you to read it. It's going to inspire you. It's for free. You also get a free audio teaching download, which is so if you didn't catch my last message, it's actually on the same thing. I got a 10-minute teaching breaking down Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, which was the inspiration behind this whole series. All right, so let's get into it. Like I said, once again, thank you for tuning in. You can't quit now. Not now. You can't quit now. You got it? Because the devil most definitely wants you to give up. He wants you to cave in, and he wants you to quit. I want to share a story with you that's in the Bible. I also wrote about it in this book here. This is one of my books. I have 4 books. This is a book called Whatever Devil We Made It Anyway. And I got it written in here. So I'm just going to read from it. But you're familiar with the story. It's a popular story. So you just listen as I read, and it's going to bless you. All right, let's see where I want to start at here. Where is it at? Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all doing great. All right, here we go. So like I said, I'm just going to read. This is taken from Matthew chapter 14, verse 22 through 23. Matthew chapter 14, verse 22 through 33. All right. So Jesus had just finished feeding over 5,000 people. Right after this, he told his disciples to get into the boat and go to the other side of the lake while he stayed and sent the people home. So after Jesus dismissed the crowd, he went up into the hills by himself to pray, which he would often do. He stayed there alone later until the late evening. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far out in the lake because they was in the boat going to the other side and they was in the lake. The boat was being hit by heavy waves because the wind was blowing up against it. About 3 or 4 in the morning, Jesus came to them walking on the water. So many of you are familiar with the story. You don't even have to be a Christian to know about part of this story where Jesus was walking on the water. So this is the story here. So Jesus came to them. It's about 3 or 4 in the morning. Now they're in the middle of a storm. And the disciples they're scared. The wind's blowing, the waves are, going everywhere. And here comes Jesus walking on the water. When they saw Jesus walking on the water towards them, they got scared. "It's a ghost," they screamed out in terror. But Jesus comforted them by saying, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." Let me put that scripture up here. That's Matthew chapter 14, verse 27. It says, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." So, it's not normal to walk on water. So they're in the middle of a storm and all of a sudden they see somebody walking on water. They didn't realize it was Jesus. They think it's a ghost because humans don't walk on water, right? But here's Jesus doing the impossible. Here's Jesus defying the law of gravity. And he said, "It is I, be of good cheer. It is I, do not be afraid." And a lot of you, and I'm going to use this story as I'm teaching as like an analogy, because a lot of you are going through storms. A lot of you are facing challenges and situations. And God may have appeared to you in an opportunity that seems afraid. He may have given you an instruction that seems impossible and you're afraid. This doesn't make sense. This defies law. This defies everything that goes against what you know. But God is there to comfort you. God is here to give you an answer. And he's saying, "Hey, be of good cheer. Don't worry about this. Count it all joy when you're going through various trials. I know you're having situations. I know you're having problems, but I'm here. So don't be afraid." All right, let's keep reading. Then Peter said to Jesus, "Lord, if it is you, bid me to come." "Lord, if it is really you, order me to come to you walking on the water." So after hearing what Peter said, Jesus immediately said, "Come." C-O-M-E. That's verse 29. Jesus said, "Come." That's all he said. One word. How many of you know that one word from God can change your life? Just one word. One word from God. Jesus said to Peter, come, one word. And all you need is one word from God. One word from God can turn your situation around. One word from God can cause you to go from where you're at now to a higher one. One word from God can take you to the next level. One word from God can take you from impossibility to possibility. Just one word. I want you to get that. If you believe that, write one word in the comment section. Write one word in the comment section. Even if you're watching the replay. Jesus said to Peter one word, C-O-M-E. He said, come. Oh, man. Come. So Peter stepped out of the boat and started walking on the water towards Jesus. Wow. Peter knew that if Jesus said come, that he could come. He knew if Jesus said he can do it, that he can do it. You just need to listen for instruction. You're going through a storm. You just need to listen for instruction. I've said many times, time and time again on my life, and I'm going to say it's worth repeating. Prayer is the seeds to instruction. I'm going to say that again. Prayer is the seed to instructions. You're going through a storm. You're facing challenges. And you're praying about it. Now you just need to listen for instruction, because all you need is one word. He may give you several words, but guess what? He can just give you one word and can cause you to walk on water. Do you understand that? Jesus said to Peter one word, come, and Peter started doing what people said couldn't be done. Peter started doing the impossible. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man, I hope y'all getting this. So listen, so check this out. But the closer he got to Jesus, the worse the storm got. So Jesus is Peter's destination. So Peter is walking to Jesus. And remember, they was already in a storm, a bad storm. But the closer he got to Jesus, the more the storm started brewing. Follow me? But the closer he got to Jesus, the worse the storm got. This distracted Peter because he began to focus on how strong the wind was and how the waves were churning violently underneath his feet. This caused him to fear, so he panicked and began to sink. All right. So follow me now. Follow me. The storm, the wind, like I said, I'm using this as an analogy, is an analogy of the outward appearance. And so as Peter was on his way walking to Jesus, like I said, it was already in the storm, but the closer that he got to Jesus, the more the wind started blowing, the more the waves start beating up against him, because it was trying to distract him. The enemy is trying to distract him. And likewise, you set out goals. You're trying to achieve some things. You're trying to make it in life. You're trying to live healthy. You're trying to increase your family. You're trying to increase your finances. You're trying to just live right. And it seems that the closer you get to your destination, now the outward appearance, things that's outside of you, trying to distract you. Are you following me? The wind start blowing, outward appearance start changing. Maybe you got laid off from your job, or maybe you saw your bank account. Maybe the doctor gave you a bad report. Maybe a family member's tripping. Maybe your spouse tripping. Maybe your children tripping. Are you following what I'm saying? Maybe people acting nasty to you on your job. Something on the outside is trying to divert you. Something on the outside is trying to pull you away and get you off of Jesus, trying to get you off of living righteousness, trying to get you off of living successfully, trying to get you off of living right for God. And that's what happened when Peter was walking. So let's look at that verse If I'm saying anything you like, most definitely hit them hearts, hit them likes. If you don't, okay, so check this out. Here it goes. But when Peter saw, see the distraction? His eyes was focused on Jesus, but then the wind tried to divert his attention. It says, and when Peter saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me. He was panicking. Can you imagine you're walking on water, right? You're doing the impossible. What's your worst fear if you're walking on water in the middle of an ocean? Going under, especially if you can't swim. It's all good while you're walking, but if the wind started blowing and divert your attention, you get your eyes off the focus, get your eyes off of God. When you get your eyes off of Jesus, when you get your eyes off of God, you forget where you're going and you start focusing on where you're at. And where Peter was at, he was on top of water without a boat. Oh man. And then he started to go under. He started to sink. And a lot of you are doing the same thing. You was focused. You was laser focused, but the enemy sent a distraction to get you off course. And then you start focusing on the trouble. You start focusing on the challenge. You start focusing on the issue. And now you don't see where you was going more than you see where you're at. And when you start looking at where you're at, you're saying, oh, man, I don't have enough money. Oh, man, I don't have enough health. Oh, man, I don't have enough time. And you begin to sink. And a lot of you are watching me right now sinking. What do? Well, you got to do what Peter did. Peter looked back to Jesus and he said, Lord, save me. Lord, save me. A lot of you aren't even praying. Let me ask you a question. I want you to be real. Have you even prayed about the situation? Because a lot of times we go through stuff, we turn to our parents, we turn to our friends, we turn to alcohol, we turn to social media, we turn to everybody but God. Have you turned to God? Have you sincerely went to him and surrendered yourself before him and said, Lord, save me? There's nothing Peter could have did in the middle of a storm, drowning in the water. He surrendered himself. He said, save me. You got to, at some point, realize I can't do it by myself. All my little tricks ain't helping. All my little schemes ain't working. Lord, save me. Let's look what happened. Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and grabbed Peter. Let's look at the verse. Verse 31 says, and immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? Oh, that's a whole teaching on the different levels of faith. I don't have time to go into it right now, but the Bible said there's little faith, there's great faith, that's the highest level of faith. Well, faith just means acting on the word of God. Little faith is when you act on the word, but you quit before the manifestation. And so Peter acted on the word come, and he started walking on the water, but he got distracted and went under. And that's the definition of little faith. The highest level of faith is trust. And that's when you act on the word and you stand on his word firm until you get to the destination. But that's another teaching for another time. But listen, it says immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? Listen, this is the part I want you to see right here. It says Jesus, let me go this way. Jesus stretched out his hand and saved him. It didn't say Jesus ran over to him. It didn't say Jesus had to throw a net. It didn't say Jesus stuck out a branch to try to get. He says, no. It said Jesus stretched out his hand. Look how close Peter was to Jesus before he started sinking. He stretched out his hand. Get it now? Jesus stretched out his hand. That means Jesus was an arm's length away from him before he went under, before he began to panic, before he lost trust, before he started focusing on the storm. he was an arm length away from Jesus. He will say if Jesus was close enough to stretch out his hand, that means he was close enough to stretch out his hand to Jesus. I don't know how tall Jesus was, but if Jesus stretched out his hand to say he was so close, he could have stretched out his hand and grabbed Jesus. But look how close he was. Look how close he was. Whew. Look how close he was. And then the next verse, let me just go and finish with the next verse. It says, and they got in the boat and the wind ceased. Now, the Bible doesn't say, but I doubt Jesus carried them back to the boat. I believe by faith that both of them walked back to the boat, but that's another story too for another teaching for another time. But listen, I want to focus on how close he was to him before he started to sing. Follow me now. Listen to me. It's just like football. How many of y'all watch football? But even if you don't watch football, let me just give you a little basic thing because everybody understands some on football, even if you don't watch it. Regardless of who your team is, my team, the Cowboys, but they disappoint me. But anyway, let me stay focused. So in football, right? If you ever watch football, when they first kick the ball off, they have a little regular play. It's always like a little boring play. Somebody catch the ball, they run a few yards, and somebody tackle them, and it's just a regular standard play. But you ever notice when they're inches away from the end zone, how much tense it gets, especially if it's like towards the end of the game? So imagine it's towards the end of the game. The person who the offense has the ball, they're inches away from the end zone. The defense at that time, however, adds even more pressure. Why? Because they're close to the destination. Sometimes they'll even do a blitz. Why? Because they're trying to do everything they can to keep them from getting that touchdown. Because they know if they get a touchdown, they're going to score. Are you following me? If they score, they can win. Likewise, that's how the enemy is. The closer you get to your accomplishing your goals and accomplishing your dreams and accomplishing your purpose, the closer you get, he's going to do everything he can. He's to throw blitz. Everything seems to be going chaotic at the same time. Because he don't want you to reach your goal. He don't want you to score. Got it? And so in football, the offense, the team that has the ball, knows this. So what do? They even add more pressure to win. So they're inches away from the goal, so they know it's more pressure from the defense. So they got to be even just more aggressive going in. And sometimes they'll just hike the ball, and sometimes they'll run and just dive over everybody into the end zone. Boom! Well, likewise, you got to do the same thing. You're so close. You're closer than you think. That's why I titled this message, You're Closer Than You Think. And the reason I know you're so close because everything seems to be going chaotic around you. Now, listen, I'm not saying that everybody that has issues or challenges are close to the destination. That's not my message. That's not what I'm trying to say. Because some of you are going through stuff because you've been sowing bad seeds. Some of you are going through some stuff because you're just reaping your negative harvest of the badness you've been doing. So I'm not saying that troubles are a sign that you're close. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is those of you who are living right, those of you who are taking God's word and you're applying his word and you're trying to live a better life, you're trying to live righteous, those of you who've been sowing seed, right? A lot of attacks are coming to you because the devil try to get that word out of you. The devil's trying to uproot your harvest. The devil's trying to keep you from getting the blessing. I hope you're getting that. And so you gotta be just like that football player that just dives over in the crowd. You gotta be that person that comes and you gotta do the same thing in the spirit. You just gotta go for it and reach and reach for Jesus. Reach for your harvest. Reach for your destination because you're arm's length away. You just can't see it. That's why you got to be in faith. Faith has eyes around the corner. You can't see it, but faith does. And so you latch on to faith. You latch on to faith. Listen, you can't quit now. Listen to this quote. Since we was talking about football, this is by H. Ross Perot. It says, most people give up just when they're about to achieve success. They quit on the 1 yard line. They give up at the last minute of the game, 1 foot from a winning touchdown. You can't quit now. Not when you're so close. Somebody take a screenshot of that. If you're on your cell phone, take a screenshot of that so you can have that quote. You can't quit now. Not when your harvest is this close. Can I read a little bit more to you out of this book? I'm sorry, whatever though. This is all on the same subject. It's all on the same subject. Let me read a little bit more to you. You just stay focused. Listen, go get you a little something to drink. I ain't gonna be before you long. Go get you a little coffee, a little something. Slow it down. I ain't got you much longer. Just stay focused. Stay right here and get this word. If you were going to walk 100 yards and you stopped halfway, where would you be? 100 yards, right? I mean, I can't do my math. That was an accident. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Listen, let's start over. If you were going to walk 100 yards and you stopped halfway, where would you be? 50 yards, right? Because 50 yards is halfway. Wherever you stopped at is where you're at. The same is with quitting. To quit is to make a decision to stay where you're at. Chew on that for a minute. I said to quit is to make a decision to stay where you're at. You're trying to throw in the towel. You're saying, you know what, I done had it. I'm done. Well, that's where you're going to be done at. Let me read a little more so you get what I'm saying. The problem is most people give up when they experience too much pressure. When the struggle gets too rough or life gets real bad, they cave in. This is not the time to quit. Why? Wherever you stop at is where you stay at. Oh, man. Woo. Wherever you stop at is where you stay at. Let me say that one more time because I need you to catch this because you don't never need to give up. Wherever you stop at is where you stay at. You want to take a screenshot of that. Don't get to the worst part of the storm and stay there. Keep going. Your answer is right on the other side. You can't quit now. Not when your harvest is right there. I hope y'all getting this. You know, I heard somebody say one time, if you're going through hell, keep going. Why? Because wherever you stop at is where you stay at, and hell ain't the place you want to stay. You're going through the worst part of your storm, and you want to quit right there. Well, that's where you're going to stay at. Why remain in the worst part of your storm? Keep going. Your harvest is right on the other side. Let me keep reading. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I went past where I was trying to go. Oh, here we go. You're giving up too soon. The last thing you want to do is be the first one to quit. That's one of my favorite quotes by me. God gave it to me. All my quotes, God gave it to me. I like that, though. I like to play on words, you know. The last thing you want to do is be the first one to quit. Success, let me read it again. You're giving up too soon. The last thing you want to do is be the first one to quit. Success was so close that you could have touched it, but you quit before you could grab hold of it. You gave up before it could manifest. You got tired of failing, so you threw in the towel. I told you in the last session, I said, you can't never throw in the towel. The only reason you should be pulling out the towel is to wipe the sweat off your face because you're going in. Let's look at this other quote. This is by Thomas Edison. He says, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. That's a good quote. That's from Thomas Edison. And if you ever listen to his story, you understand that quote. All right, I'm gonna share one more nugget with you, then I'm gonna let you go because I don't want to hold you long. It's never too late for God, and it's always too soon to quit. Oh man, listen. I hope I said something today that bless your life. Like I said, this is a series called "You Can't Quit Now" series, and it's inspired by this book, You Can't Quit Now. All that I'm sharing is in this book, and it's a quick and easy read. It's not a long book, and it's free. It's free. There's no charge for it, and you also get an additional audio download. All you got to do is click the link. Like I said, it's in the title of this video. Just find the link and click it. Or you can just go to, if you can't click the link, that's the direct link. You can go to whateverdevil.com, the website right here, and just look for free gift. And it's my gift to you. Listen, most definitely share this with somebody. I got another one coming. It's a series. I'm not sure how many videos, but it's going to be at least 3. This is the second one. So it's going to be at least 3, possibly 4 or 5. But at least 3. And you want to stay tuned. Listen, if you're on YouTube, most definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, most definitely connect with me there. Go to whateverdevil.com and connect with me, but most definitely download this book here. If you want to get the book that I was reading from, that's available on the website as well, whateverdevil.com. Most definitely a powerful series, the Whatever Devil series. But the main thing is I want you to get this book. You can't quit now. So listen, I love y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. And always remember that the word is your life.